rough drive in. I'm here to tell you. I'm in the radio station. I got here a little early. The drive in was not pleasant. Oh man. I don't know if I should have stayed home or not. It was a mistake to drive in. I must tell you, there was debris. The closer I got to the radio station, the worse the winds would get. And many times on the drive in this morning, the winds hit the car, and I was holding on with both hands on the wheel, and the winds that these outer bands from the hurricane, they were still driving. They were hitting the car and driving me to the side. It was it was a rough drive in. I'm here to tell you, and pretty much every gas station was closed, which really surprised me. It was rough. When I got closer to the radio station, they had a lot of tornadoes in the area of the radio station. So there's palm trees all over the roads and all kinds of debris in the highway. It was a rough drive in. The radio station has power. The internet is working, but there's a lot of places that didn't have power, and a lot of the lights are out at major intersections. Major. There weren't hardly any cars on the road, but major intersections, completely dark. No, the lights all out. I was surprised about the number of street lights that were out, the stoplights. It was brutal. I did not take I-95. I took, regular side street because it's a straight drive here. Because if there was any obstructions on that road, I could always get on the interstate or the turnpike if I wanted to pretty quickly. If I was on 95 and there was something on 95, there's distance between exits sometimes. Then there was some of the roads I had to go on were blocked off by the police. You couldn't drive down them. Huge police presence, no doubt about it. But it was I was surprised that how many gas stations were closed. Usually things like that are open. But I left early. I left early, so it gave me plenty of time, and I'm here a little early. I'm already set up. Mike the board op, I drove through the area where he lives, and that's where the street lights are out. There's debris all over the place, and the winds are still pretty rough. You really shouldn't be driving in it. And I imagine that he got, at his house, got some pretty bad winds. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make it in today. If he does, maybe he'll be late, because the portion where he's at, where he lives, to get here is some of the roughest stuff. But I probably should have stayed home. But no, I drove my car. I did not bring my MAGA scooter. Are you kidding me? It wasn't raining on the way in. The hurricane sucks the rain away, but the winds were brutal. You don't want to be out on a 150cc Vespa when the winds are like this. I mean, the winds were hitting my car so heavy. No, we're not on a generator. The building power is on. The internet is on. The radio station's broadcasting. So, yeah. So that's all good. It's all very good. I talk like a radio host because I am. I'm getting ready to go on the radio. I'm in the radio studio right now, right? So I'll be on the air in a few minutes, 15 minutes, 16 minutes or so. Hurricanes are scary, and the thing about this one's a bad one. This is a really bad one. The thing about these hurricanes that other than this was a really bad one, right? But there's so many people that are new to Florida. They're not prepared for hurricanes. When you first buy a house, You don't have the hurricane windows and the shutters like I have. You don't have the generator. You don't know how to you don't know how to prepare for a hurricane. You take risks you shouldn't take. Like if I had another type of job, if I wasn't on the radio, there's no way I'd be at work today. And even if the election wasn't so close, I wouldn't be here. I would take today off if the election wasn't so close. But I felt an obligation to come in. But it is definitely the winds are pretty brutal. If you're here in the area you're driving, you want to keep both hands on the wheel. I'm telling you want to keep both hands on the wheel for sure. But I've been up pretty much all night. I got a couple hours sleep, but the hurricane and the coverage, I couldn't sleep, so I was watching it. So when I get home today, I will probably sleep. Oh, I just got a text from Mike. Hold on. He just sent me a text. He's running, I figured. Oh, he said they might have set something up to play in case we didn't make it. I'm texting back to drive carefully. Tell him to drive carefully because it is dangerous to be on the road this morning.
Governor DeSantis needs to take.
Okay, I'm just still setting up, guys. Hold on, just gotta. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Hold on. The phones may not be working. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go in the other room and check the phones. You guys can still hear me. The mic still works. I did not get a dial tone on the phone. So let's see if this one's working. Hey, guys. I don't know if you see me. No dial tone. Jeez. Great. But the internet's working. Everything's working. I don't know why the phones wouldn't be working. Oh yeah, the wind is brutal. It's brutal. You know, when I had my windows up, of course, you know, driving. Well, the phones are through the internet. So I don't know why they're out because the internet is working. I'm on the radio station Wi-Fi. So the internet for the phones is the same for the Wi-Fi. So, you know. But when I got closer, I put my windows down, and I could not believe the winds coming through my car windows. It's freaking insane. Okay, Mike said they might have put something in. Mike's on his way in. I've been in the radio business for over 30 years. Yeah, so a long time. Long time. I'm a little ticked about the phones, but maybe Mike could do something. Okay, got everything going. We'll be live on the radio in a few minutes. No, I'm going to talk about the hurricane and politics and the news. No, we'll be talking about both. Got to talk about both. Are you kidding? There's huge news, and about this, some of this on the podcast is something to talk about. But I might just be talking about it with myself if they don't get the phones working. But when there's a hurricane, when there's a disaster, obviously here in Florida, people that listen in Florida care about it a lot. But do people outside of Florida care? I mean, if there's a storm in another state that you don't live in, do you talk about? I mean, I know what I'm going to talk about. They politicize. The Kamala tried to inject herself into this, and she got taken down by DeSantis yesterday. No doubt about that. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. I'll end this stream and start the next one shortly. But I hope they get the phones working. I've done whole shows without phones, so I can get by without the phones. But I'd like to hear from some of the people. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. The drive up was rough. It was a rough drive up to the radio station this morning, no doubt about it. I mean, it was not a fun drive. Not a fun drive, and I drove pretty slow too the whole way. And like I said, when I at the street light, well, a lot of the street lights were out because the power's out. I'm surprised we have power here at the radio station. I am in shock. This is not generator power. This is the regular power. A lot of the street lights out, major intersections, and you can see the street lights are blowing in the wind like a swing, Yeah, we're lucky to have the power. I got to turn the air down, though. It is really high. Again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'll be on the radio in less than 10 minutes, and I'll start that stream. Okay, just put the air down to 71. It was 77 degrees in here. Oh, the people up on the west coast of Florida, Central Florida, and up in North Florida on the Space Coast that got this hurricane. I feel bad for. I mean, this is a rough one. There's a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage. After Hurricane Andrew, Florida passed a lot of laws that were hurricane standards, and when you get hurricane shutters, or I have a hurricane doors on my back doors are hurricane doors, my front doors are hurricane door, I have hurricane windows, my garage door is a hurricane door. And they have something called the Miami-Dade Wind Code. And Miami had, years ago, before Hurricane Andrew, had the strictest and highest level of requirements on things for hurricane winds. And after Hurricane Andrew, I was on the air live during Hurricane Andrew. After Hurricane Andrew, across the state, they passed all these Miami-Dade wind codes. So if something, is the Miami-Dade wind code standard, it's the best. So, so when you get everything done, it's done by, that's what you want. And since Hurricane Andrew, so many things have been upgraded to that. that, you know, houses and things do well. A lot of people in my neighborhood had their shutters up. Mike, the board op, he texted me yesterday afternoon, and he told me that his family, they rushed to put the hurricanes up because all these tornadoes that have killed people are hit in areas that were not in the hurricane cone. It's not unusual to have tornadoes with a hurricane. You know, I've had that experience on my own street during hurricanes in the past. But to have so many hurricanes, and these were big ones, outside of the hurricane cone, away from the hurricane, that is what people haven't seen. You know, that's a completely new thing. I don't get that at all. Oh yeah, Florida building codes are very strong. It's that Miami-Dade code. They probably don't call it the Miami-Dade code because it's been in place for over 30 years. So they've gotten kind of used to it. But that's what it was based on, the Miami-Dade standard. You know, that's why everything I have is thing. And then there's a thing you do called wind mitigation, you know, where you know, you have an insurance expert, a contractor expert, and I'm sure Tom Laporta does this from Laporta Contracting and Roofing, and they inspect all these things to make sure that you, well, Tom will be busy today. I'll be talking about him. He'll be plenty busy. But making sure that you're, you know, up to standards on everything, you know. But everything is working except my phones, which sucks. But they already got the engineer. Mike already contacted, they're going to contact the engineer. They'll get working on that. Yeah, we are counting down. It won't be long now. Now, if we don't have the phones, we don't have the phones. I mean, I don't need the phones. Sometimes you don't hear me taking calls for a long time. It's not because people aren't on hold. You know, it's because I got some stuff I want to talk about. So it's not unusual for me to go long stretches without taking calls with people on hold. And I started out doing talk radio overnights from 3 to 6 a.m. when there were hardly any calls, usually, you know, at those hours of the morning. So, you know, I could do a 6-hour show without phones, you know. But I like to have them because, you know, I like to have them today in particular to hear from people about the hurricane. You know, we've got a lot of listeners that are in those areas. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to end this stream in a moment, and I'm going to be live on the radio in just a few minutes. I'm in the studio right now, and I'll start up my next stream. It's the one that Trump takes Michigan. Real Clear Politics. Trump is now leading in Michigan. We're going to go through that. That's a freaking amazing. It's over. I mean, even the Young Turks has an entire video today that they put up this morning that Kamala's lost. That's the Young Turks. We have Starlink on our cruise. You know, our listener cruises are on Celebrity Cruise Line, and they have Starlink. Starlink is kick-ass fast. I mean, it's really badass. It's not as fast as the internet I have at home. Okay, my home internet is much, much faster. But that's, you know, I've used, I have a good comparison because before they had Starlink, the cruise ships had another type of internet. I don't know what it was called then. And Celebrity switched over to Starlink, and it's like going from dial-up to, I would say it's like going from dial-up to DSL. It's pretty fast for a satellite internet thing. It's amazing, and it's very reliable. But you can't, like, it's not fast enough to upload videos to YouTube or to live stream when the ship's full. All right, guys, it is 1 minute to 6 a.m. I got to go because the show is starting in 60 seconds. So I'll see you in a few minutes on the next stream. Make sure you subscribe, all right? If you're subbed, like the video. I'll see you on the next stream in just a couple of minutes.